Waking up on my leader day felt very surreal. I was very uncertain that I was going to do a good job and make sure everybody was where they needed to be. And being the leader just felt as a lot of pressure.
The team leader, you're following him.
Seeing him in that leader role when we were going to the United Nations, it felt kind of inspiring. It made me feel that I need to step up.
My main focus as being a leader was just to make sure everybody was on the same page. I had everybody's passports, their identities in my hand, in my pocket. It was really nerve-wracking. I've never really been in a place of class like the United Nations, and so I know I had to put my best game face on as the leader, especially setting the tone for the first day. The goal for today, having the UN invest into the MLife Foundation.
It was really amazing to get a really in-depth tour and to learn about the history.
Blocks A to G were the first original blocks that were constructed here in the year 1975.
It was really interesting to kind of think of the juxtaposition between, this beautiful, huge, sprawling compound that upholds, the UN, but all the difficulties that people face in Kenya.
Learning more about the UN, there's all these rules and agreements that make it seem like they're for the betterment of the people who are involved. But when you really get deep into it, it only favors the people who are high ranking and above. How are you gonna say, or how are you gonna express how everything's fair, equal, and good for everyone, but still have rules that only empower yourself to keep you in power?
When we visited Parliament, I really noticed how similar it was to the British. Obviously, it's a holdover from colonialism and it's modeled after the British system, but you definitely felt like you were in a very important building, which I thought was very, very cool. There was a ceremonial mace, and it's basically indication that the Parliament is in session.
The session was very informative because I remember they were talking about the roads and how it would benefit them as a whole.
It was nice to practice what we've been doing in San Francisco in terms of playing at being dignitaries and learning how to represent ourselves.
0 is in fact a number.
When looking around at the floor, all I heard was like side conversations, people looking very uninterested with what he was talking about. It also kind of confused me because in a place where I think people's voices are supposed to be heard, it seemed like they weren't paying attention to the thing he was saying.
So when we got to the US Embassy, we had to go through another pretty intensive security check. I kind of incorrectly assumed because we were Americans trying to visit the American Embassy, it would be a bit easier.
Inside the embassy, we were able to meet with Mr. Tate, the Deputy Chief of Admissions of the US Embassy. What inspired me most about being at the US Embassy were how many roles that were actually being played.
Moving into the importance of the US Embassy, it was, I'd say, a bit disappointing. I was just very unfocused. I felt kind of comfortable in this space. It allowed me to slip off track and really disappoint the people around me.
One thing about the trip is we did end up falling a little bit behind schedule fairly often, but I think that's just because everybody had a lot of good questions.
I wanted this to be like a learning journey for me. Not only me, but my peers. I felt really good that the group was all in one. I got the confidence I needed to have throughout the day, and we got that done.